Good morning. It is not Monday and it's not even Thursday, but I read a lot of books between last week and this week and I wanted to talk about them. I'm going to start with this one, The Paris Orphan. It is a historical fiction about a child whose parents handed her into a jeep of American army people who were headed south when Paris was, I wouldn't say captured by the Nazis, because obviously they just sort of said, here we are, go ahead and take us. It seems safer that way. But the people of Paris were literally handing their children into jeeps and convoys so that their children had a shot at life. So the book is about that child and the people who ultimately ended up taking her in, one of which was a female photojournalist. It was actually pretty good. We don't have it here in the library. I got it from the public library. We do have some other World War II historic fiction if you're interested. Luckily, everything else I read did come from the library this week. The Opposite of Always is a romance by Reynolds. And the stairs are prominently featured with the same couple multiple times because this is 1,000% a Groundhog Day kind of book. They even reference it in the book. So he has multiple chances to get it right. And so you have to spend the whole book trying to see if he's actually going to be successful with that. The stakes are a little higher than Bill Murray when he was trying to do it. It was really good, though. It was nicely written. The romance is funny. I literally laughed out loud multiple times. It's really good. So a book I did not actually laugh out loud in was The Lies We Tell Ourselves, historical fiction. It's about the integration of a Virginia high school in 1959, which was 5 years after Brown versus the Board of Education, and yet so many schools in the South were not integrating yet. And so it's told from alternating perspectives. This black student and a white student who also goes to the school. It's hard to even imagine how awful it was for 10 black kids to walk into a white school. The hallways, the sidewalks were filled with people screaming at them and throwing things at them, and they couldn't say anything. Nobody would have helped them. It didn't matter. Their teachers wouldn't help them. Sometimes teachers were complicit in what was happening. Also, something which I didn't really think about is all of the black kids who came to this high school were chosen by the NCAA to be the best of the best. So these were super bright college prep kids, and they all got put in remedial classes because the assumption was that these kids were dumb and they wouldn't be able to keep up at this high school, which was incorrect, obviously. So it was really good. It wasn't really fun. There were some lighthearted moments, but not enough to just really work through the tragedy that was integration and the fact that we needed integration. It was rough at points, but I did actually like it. One book I really loved was Halfway to the Sky. It's an adventure. It is a book about a 12-year-old who attempts to hike the Appalachian Trail by herself. Obviously, I mean that's not how it ends up, but she does start it that way. Her parents were through hikers of the Appalachian Trail back before she was born. And so the story sets out, and she's just trying to do something to feel better. She's in a rotten place in her life, and she wants to do something. And she embarks upon this journey. It's not a very big book, but it had a lot of heart. It had some humor. It had some very realistic 12-year-old girl mom drama kind of thing, like real life stuff. I really liked it. I feel like sometimes I read things because I know in real life I would never ever do them, and it's sort of like putting myself there. So this is a book about hiking the Appalachian Trail, which I loved. This is a book about hiking the Appalachian Trail, which I loved. This is a book about hiking the Appalachian Trail, which I also loved. So this is a nonfiction. It's A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, and it's a middle-aged man who decides he's going to walk the Appalachian Trail, and hilarity ensues. Like, it's so funny to me. Like, just gut-splitting laughter on multiple occasions. And maybe if you're not a middle-aged person, it wouldn't be quite as entertaining. But there is a brief mention of Gatlinburg in here, so it kind of feels a little like home. I really liked it. But even if you don't identify, with middle-aged people thinking that they can walk the Appalachian Trail, it's over 2,000 miles, right? Like, this is it takes 6 months, even if you do it right. It starts in Georgia, goes to Maine. Whew. You might still like this book, which is also an adventure book. It's about a boy and a girl who meet on the trail. That's what the little heart is for. And things sort of go south for them. Metaphorically, I think, because they're actually headed north. But it's their adventure, it's their struggle, it's their realization. I think one of the things I love about the Appalachian Trail is that people hike it looking for something. They don't just hike it because they want to take a long walk. They want to find something, they want to prove something, they want to feel something, they want to get out of their life and maybe make some sort of new life experience for themselves. And I love that feeling, the idea that you can learn to see the forest for the trees. Anyway, it really speaks to me, but guarantee you, never going to happen. This girl's not hiking the Appalachian Trail, but I will keep reading books about it. So if you know of a good one, come tell me. I'm always on the lookout for new books. Thanks, guys.